Good morning. Today marks officially 6 months alcohol free. How crazy is that? I think that is such a monumental moment for me personally. I know 6 months ago when I started this journey, I kept thinking about, oh my God, what is it going to feel like when I hit 6 months? What is it going to feel like when I hit a year? And honestly, I am so incredibly proud of myself for hitting this 6 month mark. A year ago, I don't think I would have ever dreamed that I would be 6 months alcohol free, nor that it would have been such an incredible and life changing experience, honestly. I know it sounds dramatic, but I'm going to get into what I mean by that in today's episode. First and foremost, I just want to thank everyone that has kept up with my journey, started following on my journey, even if it's your first time here. Thank you so much for being here. Everyone that took the time to watch my 90 days alcohol free video. It's the best performing video on my channel right now. And some of the comments that I have received on that video have made my heart so unbelievably warm. I absolutely love hearing y'all's stories. I absolutely love hearing how far along y'all are in your sober journey. It warms my heart, and it is exactly why I started creating this content, was so that I could connect with y'all and so that I could share my story and hopefully impact someone else on their journey and connect with people that are on a mutual journey like I am. So, thank you guys so much for being a part of this with me. Thank you guys so much for interacting with my content. Thank you guys so much for joining me today. I am so excited to talk about what this last 6 months has meant for me because honestly, when I started all of this, I would hear other people talk about like what sobriety has done for them and like what taking a break from alcohol has done for them, what quitting alcohol altogether has done for them. And honestly, it sounds a little dramatic. It sounds a little dramatic when you've never done it before, you've never experienced it before. Like, no way it's a life changing thing. They're being dramatic. They're just doing it for the clicks or the views or whatever. And I'm here to tell you, if I could scream it from the rooftop to everyone that would listen, I absolutely would, because when I started this year, I said that this was going to be the year that changed my life. I was going to do everything I could to make this the year that was going to change my life. And my very first step in doing that was quitting drinking. And I can honestly say that my life right now versus my life 1 year ago, night and day, completely different. It's It could it could make me cry because I was in such a bad headspace last year. I was in such a bad headspace last year. And my life was really going nowhere. I was in a job that I hated. I was not making the money that I used to make at all. I was in a relationship that was going nowhere. My personal life just felt like really stagnant. I just felt like I was plateaued. Like, had I peaked in life? I don't know. If that was peaking, I was I was in for a world of trouble, right? And when I started this year, I said, I am going to change my life this year. I'm going to change every aspect of my life this year. And that has started with quitting drinking. And I don't think the snowball effect that has happened afterwards would have been possible without drinking. If you have not yet watched my 90 days alcohol free video, I highly suggest it. If you have not watched my 2023 goals video, I highly suggest it. Those kind of set the groundwork for what I'm going to talk about today and kind of give you an idea of the path that I'm on and the boxes that I'm checking off slowly but surely. So I'll be sure to link those episodes in the description below. But as of today, let's get it cracking on what's been happening in the last 6 months. Okay. So probably the biggest hurdle that I was facing last year was my career. I had a career that was going absolutely nowhere. I didn't know what I wanted to do. I didn't know what path I wanted to take. I felt like I was just kind of throwing shit against the wall and seeing what stuck, and nothing was sticking. Shocker. So I had worked in my family business for years. I did not like it anymore. I honestly felt that it was pretty toxic for my headspace, for my family relationships. It was just not a good situation. And so I started to take a step back from that last year. And I was like, all right, let's do real estate. Then I can still be in control of my money and still kind of solopreneuring. Like, let's try real estate. I hated real estate. I hated it, hated it, hated it. But the reality was that I had really started to wean off of my other job. So I was barely making any money there. And I was spending money trying to make money in real estate, and it was not happening for me. So I was just like throwing money out the window, and not a whole lot was coming in. So at the end of last year, I find myself in a little chunk of debt, a career that's going nowhere, and a day-to-day mentality of I feel stuck. I feel uninspired. I feel stuck. I don't know what I want to do. I need help. So, if you watched my 2023 goals video, one of my biggest goals was to get a job that I felt aligned with and that lit me up inside, right? I accomplished that this year. I am very proud to say that I not only found a job that I really, really enjoy, but I found a job that I'm proud of. I found a job that I enjoy the people that I work with. I think I have room to really grow within the company. It's a company that I feel like I can make a career out of, which is what I was going for more than anything else. I wanted to feel like I had a path and a purpose to continue to climb that ladder, right? I honestly went through a lot of mental turmoil because I honestly talked myself down a lot, just not thinking that I was, capable of finding a career that I was proud of because I didn't feel like I had set myself up career wise in my past to, really be a viable candidate in a lot of people's eyes. And that was the mentality and the inner dialogue that I really had to flip the switch on, and I really had to flip the script on, and I had to learn how to use positive self talk and affirmations and really believe in myself again. And that I think was the biggest hurdle of all when it came to getting a new job and a job that I was proud of. So I am happy to announce that I have officially checked that box off. Okay. In addition to my day job, in addition to my corporate job, doing this means so much to me. And I am honestly so proud of myself for one, starting because I have wanted to do this. I have wanted to make videos. I have wanted to get on a podcast. I have wanted to do this for years. For years, I have wanted to do this, and I kick myself now for not doing it years ago, but that's okay. It's all part of my journey. I wouldn't be having all of this to talk about with y'all if I hadn't had all of those things happen in the past. And that's something to be grateful for, right? But doing this and sticking with it for the last 6 months gives me so much confidence in myself and gives me so much belief in myself because the last 6 months has not been easy doing this. I had no idea what I was doing when I started, like, absolutely no idea. I still have so many things that I have questions on. There's still so many things that I want to get better at and be better at. And this is nowhere near the final product that I'm looking for, but I am so proud of myself for starting anyways. I am so proud of myself for not letting myself talk me out of it, for not letting what other people think talk me out of it, for embracing the fact that I'm not perfect at this. I don't know what I'm doing all the time at this. This isn't the best work I've ever put out. But in order to get the end result that I want, in order to see the success that I want in this, I have to start somewhere. And I'm just so incredibly proud of myself for sticking with it, regardless of all of those things, regardless of the fact that sometimes I feel like I'm speaking into the abyss. Sometimes, like, I don't have this massive following yet. So sometimes I feel like I'm sharing things and like I don't know if I'm speaking to anyone. And then I see y'all's comments and they mean so much to me because they remind me that when I started this, I kept telling myself, if I can reach one person that feels the way that I felt at the end of last year, if I can reach one person and tell them, you can do this, you can change your life. It's all up to you, though. You have to put one foot in front of the other. If I can share my story and resonate with one person, then I've done the right thing. And that is what this is all for. That is the purpose of all of this. And then when I read y'all's comments, it just reminds me that I'm not speaking into the abyss, that I very well may be resonating with someone out there. And if I can help someone, then that is the whole purpose of everything that I do. And so I'm so thankful for y'all. I'm so thankful for this. I'm so thankful for what this has given me self-confidence wise, self-respect wise, community wise. I'm it fills my free time in a way that is fulfilling to me, and that is so important in your life, to have a hobby or have a side hustle or have a goal or just have something that you enjoy that fills your free time in a fulfilling way. I'm so thankful for this platform. I am so thankful for all of you. I am so thankful for not giving up on myself in the last 6 months. I think just within the last few weeks have I really noticed and proven to myself the level of self-respect that I've gained and since this year started. And this really came to the forefront in the limelight when a toxic relationship from my past came forward again. And usually in the past, I've let myself get wrapped up into that same merry-go-round. And I find myself giving so much of me and not respecting my own personal boundaries, not respecting my own level of self-respect and what I deserve in life, and I end up on the merry-go-round again. That's really how it's been for my whole adult life, especially when it comes to toxic relationships that I've had. And I was so proud of myself a couple weeks ago when a toxic relationship reared its head again. And for the first time in my adult life, I'm not kidding you when I say it was the first time in my adult life, I have stood up for myself. I have set a hard boundary and I have said, this is what I deserve. This is the respect that I demand. And if you are not willing to give me that, then get out of my life. It's hard to put into words what that meant to me when I really sat back and reflected on it, because 6 months ago, me would have never done that. 6 months ago, me would have taken every ounce of the little glimmers of love that someone could have given me, and I would have latched onto it and said, I need it. I need it. I'll do whatever it takes to keep that little tiny glimmer of love or feelings or attention or affection that someone else is giving me. I will give all of me just to get that little tiny bit from someone else. And for the first time in my adult life, I really flipped the script on that. And I said, no, I am fully capable of fulfilling myself when it comes to love and affection and attention. I am fully capable of giving myself that. So if you are not able to continue to expand upon that and treat me in the way that I deserve and respect, then there is not room for you in my life. And that means so much to me because I think it's the beginning of a really healthy chapter in my life. I think it's the beginning of the opportunity for a really healthy relationship to enter my life at some point. And I think it's because it's the first time in my adult life I've ever had a healthy relationship with myself. I think it's the first time in my adult life I've ever loved myself, respected myself, truly believed what I deserved out of life. And I know it sounds dramatic to say that stopping drinking was what opened this door for me, but it really was, because so much of self-respect and self-confidence comes from doing hard things, showing up for yourself, trusting yourself, learning to trust yourself again, learning to trust your intuition, learning to trust that you will always show up for you, regardless of how anyone else treats you. So much of self-confidence comes from doing those hard things, from proving to yourself that you will always show up for you. And that's what this last 6 months has been. I kept a promise to myself more than anything else. I kept a promise to myself that I was going to put me first. I was going to put what I want, what I deserve, my self respect. I was going to put it before everything else. And I was going to change my life this year. And I've managed to maintain that. And I think that my self confidence and my self respect and my level of self love has gone through the absolute roof. Do I still think I have elements of it to work on? Of course. Of course. But there is something so motivating about being able to reflect back and see the changes in yourself, see the progress that you're making, and knowing that it's all worth it, knowing that it's working, knowing that the needle is moving in the direction that you want it to. And I'm just so freaking proud of myself. So proud of myself for getting out of the toxic cycles that I've been in, on a personal note, on a professional note, on a romantic note. I'm just so incredibly proud of myself. And I think probably the biggest thing that is happening for me this year is moving cities, right? So if you've been keeping up, then you know that I am moving to Chicago in about actually exactly 2 months from now. I will be filming episodes in Chicago 2 months from now, which is kind of crazy. But moving cities is a really courageous thing to do. It takes a lot of courage to step outside of your comfort zone and detach from everything that you've ever really known and loved, and step out there and say, I'm going to really make myself uncomfortable and see what I'm made of. And that is exactly what I'm about to go do in Chicago. And I can honestly say that I would never be taking this step had it not been for this shift in lifestyle. I've been thinking about moving for a long time, and I've always talked myself out of it because I I felt like I would get lost in whatever city I was in, because I had no sense of personal direction, I had no sense of personal self, I had no sense of who I was. So how could I show up in another city and really make my mark and not just get lost in it? I was really scared that even if I moved cities previously, that I would still be carrying me with me. And environment doesn't change who you are, right? So I could move cities, but it was never going to change the fact that I was severely depressed, that I was had not created a career for myself, that I had not broken these toxic cycles that I had been in, that I was drinking copious amounts of alcohol, that I was eating like shit. Like, my change in environment was not going to change any of those things. So I'm so proud of myself for making these changes internally. And I'm so excited to see how that translates into a new city with new people, new perspectives, a blank slate. Like, I'm so excited to see what that looks like, because I am so proud of the girl that Chicago is getting. Chicago has no idea the work that I've done to show up for it the way that I'm going to be showing up. I'm so excited to date in a new city with no preconceived notions. No one knows my past. No one's going to know me from college. That is so exciting to me. I'm just really freaking excited to see what this next chapter in a new city holds for me, because I really truly do feel like the world is my oyster, and we're going to see what freaking happens. And this level of self-confidence and just I feel at ease. I feel really, really calm right now in life. Is everything exactly how I want it to be? No. I am still striving for things. There are still things that I want to change. There are still things that I want to look better in my life, but I am so calm knowing that I am doing everything I can every day when I wake up to achieve the life that I want to achieve. And that is all you can do, is wake up every single day and do the absolute best that you can do with that day. And I truly do feel like I'm doing that every single day. I am working towards the things that I want. I am working to be the person that I want to be. And I truly do believe that this is all going to work out exactly how it is meant to and exactly how I want it to, because I'm doing the work to make it happen. And that's incredible. That's an incredible feeling. It is a very calming feeling to believe in yourself in that way. And I would have never believed in myself this way if I had continued in the toxic cycle and toxic habits that I had been in before. And so much of that had to do with my drinking. Not drinking has given me the ability to look within in a really clear capacity. It gives me the ability to see other people for who they are and what their intentions are in a really clear capacity. It allows me to view the world and situations that are happening around me in a really clear capacity. Like, I don't think I realized before how foggy things were. I don't think I realized before the lack of focus that I had in my life, because it was just my status quo. I didn't know anything different. I didn't know that there was another level of clarity to even unlock. And now I do. And I think that's the scariest part about the potential of going back to drinking when this year is up, is I don't ever want to lose this level of clarity again. I don't ever want to lose this level of mental clarity, this level of personal internal clarity, this level of external clarity. I feel so clear and focused, and I'm really scared to lose that, because I think that unlocking that door has been the thing that has changed my life the most. And yeah, when people ask me, when are you going to start drinking again, or are you ever going to start drinking again, or like, what's your first drink going to be when you're back again, like, I don't know. I mean, I think I'm gonna break the streak on New Year's once I hit my 1 year mark. I think I'm gonna break the streak just so that the pressure isn't there anymore to be 500 and something days, sober or whatever. But I don't know. I truly don't know if I'll ever pick alcohol back up again. I'll definitely never pick it back up again in the capacity that I used to. That's just unnecessary and unhealthy. But I don't know if I'll ever pick it back up, even socially, casually, socially. I don't know, because like I'm saying, like, maybe there will come a point in my life where I feel like things are good, where I really feel like I am in a place where alcohol won't be a hindrance to me. And maybe then, or maybe I'll start picking it up at the end of the year. I don't know. I don't know what it's going to look like. I don't even want to think that far ahead, because right now I'm so focused on where I'm at and what I want and what I need to do to just keep going forward. And so we'll cross that bridge when we get there. All I can say is that for right now, 6 months in, if you've ever been curious about what not drinking would do for you in your life, if you've ever been curious if it's worth all the hype, if you've ever been curious if it could change your life, I can't speak for everyone. I can only speak for myself, but all I'm going to say is give it a try. Just try. There's no harm in trying. If you've been curious and you're wondering if it could change any aspect of your life, I'm encouraging you to just give it a try. Just give it a go, see what happens. It's all about the mindset that you go into it with. If you go into taking a break from alcohol, quitting alcohol, whatever it may be, if you go into it with a curious, open mind about what it could do for your life, I'm telling you, you are going to see some form of positive change in your life. I beg to say that it's going to be a monumental shift in your life, but I will not speak for everyone. If you're looking for a sign, if you're looking for a sign to take a break, to stop, to try something new, I'm telling you right now, this is your sign. It has changed my life. I feel like a different person mentally, physically, emotionally. I feel like a different human being than I did 6 months ago. And I'm so incredibly proud of myself. I'm so incredibly proud of every single one of y'all that has made this change in your life or is even here today exploring making this change in your life. I'm so proud of everyone that chooses to take control of their life and chooses themselves. So proud of you. I'm so proud of me. Please leave me some more comments on this episode. Y'all know I love hearing from you, especially on this topic, because I love knowing that people are changing their lives for the better. And I cannot wait to see what these next 6 months are going to do for me. I can't even fathom what hitting the 1 year mark is going to feel like or look like or be like for me. I don't know what my life is going to look like at all at the 1 year mark 6 months from now. I truly can't even begin to picture it in my head, but I am so freaking excited to see what happens. And yeah, leave me some comments. As always, please be sure, however you are consuming this content, please be sure to like, share, follow, rate, comment, subscribe, do all of the things. If you have not noticed, my podcast, YouTube channel, all of it, we are now doing daily episodes where we get to chit chat and you'll really get to know me on a more personal level. And I'm absolutely loving it. So be sure to tune in every morning so we can get together, chit chat about life, things that are happening for me, things that are happening for you. Be sure to leave me some comments, hop in my DMs, whatever it may be. I'm so happy that you joined me for this episode, and I will see you back tomorrow morning.